Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Extra Innings. Dave, how are you tonight?
Joe, I am doing just fine. How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How was your Memorial Day?
It was good. It was quiet, very quiet. I didn't do much. Just hung out. Went to the pool on Monday with my family. Other than that, just hung out with the family and chilled.
Yeah,
And wasn't
that's
much
what
to
I
do.
did.
Watched a lot of sports too.
Yeah, I went to a barbecue on Sunday. Yesterday I took my little guy to the pool. It was nice relaxing weekend. And
Very
before we
nice.
move on, thank you for to all the service members out there for all your service. Because
Mhm.
at Memorial Day, we like to get the 3-day weekend, but it's about so much more than that.
Well, that's true. And the services, there's people that did everything for us to have that day.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing. And I know the kids love it because they have off Monday, so they get the extra day off of school. So, you know,
Exactly. And I was out for a good portion of the day yesterday, and it was game 7, which I hate the Boston Celtics, so watching them lose was great. But you know what else was pretty cool? They had the traditional Band of Brothers marathon was on yesterday.
I heard about that. I
Yeah, it was.
did.
I think it was on AMC or whatever. But that's one of those shows, man. Like if I'm flipping channels or whatever, and Band of Brothers is on,
Mhm.
I usually watch at least part of an episode or a couple episodes.
Right. I
Yeah.
got you. I was last night. It was so funny. My neighbor had a barbecue. He had all of his friends there and everything. He's like, Dave, you're always invited, neighborly and everything. I was like, I'm good. I'm good. And I came home early. I was very excited. I was pumped up for Game 7, and man, what a letdown that was! I'll tell you. Not because the Celtics lost, but a Game 7 that I was looking forward to. Coming back from 0-3, and I thought, for sure, tied 3-3 is going to be a great game. And then all of a sudden, when Tatum went down, the
Yeah.
game just died. Like it's
It was.
yeah. I mean,
It was a letdown, and Jaylen Brown. I mean, Jaylen Brown's a great player, but he had a terrible game. I mean, he
he
looked
did,
like
and wasn't his greatest game, that's for sure. No, and it's guys you expect, a guy you expect to step up, But oh, hey, Fuge, how you doing, buddy?
yeah. Hey, what's up, Fuji? How you doing, bro?
Good to see you, man.
Yeah,
Mets are 1-0.
Philly's already down 1-0, and we'll get into that because that's a pretty big early season. I mean, I guess if you can have a big early season matchup, but I would like to see the Phillies win this series. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I'm with you. And actually, Ranger wasn't pitching bad when I was watching the first couple innings. Hey, what's up, Sean? How are you?
Yeah. Hey, what's up? What's up, Killer? But what's funny though? Just getting back real quick before we move on to the baseball.
Right.
I mentioned Band of Brothers, and you ever see
Mhm.
the movie The Breakup?
I did not. No, I can't say that.
Okay, well, there's a scene in that where the guy they kick Vince Vaughn's getting ready to break up with Jennifer Aniston or whatever, and they're
Right.
on a bowling team, and they wind up kicking him off the bowling team, and the one guy on there like votes him off, and Vince Vaughn's like Band of Brothers. He's like, you should rent it sometime. You know what I mean? Like, so when I think of Band of Brothers, sometimes I think of that.
Hey, it's funny. I just like I'm not much of a movie guy. I really want. I mean, I do. I like sports movies. I watch that like once in a while. Like baseball movies. I like baseball movies too. I'm making that. But who's
What's
that?
this comment? But Babascati Story, aka Story, Chapter 2 begins filming on June 13th. Okay,
Okay.
I don't know what that is. If you could explain, I'm sorry, if you could explain, I'm not sure exactly what that is.
Yeah, I'm a little confused myself on that one. I don't know. But no, actually, Joe, I was going to ask you a question. What is your favorite baseball movie? You had to choose.
um, you know what? It depends on the mood I'm in because I love Bull Durham and I love Major League, right? And
Okay.
I love them. I love Bull Durham because I like the story and it's about so much more than baseball, right?
Right. Sure.
And I love Major League because of the comedy aspect. I would say The Natural's my favorite one.
The
I love The
Natural. Yeah.
Natural. I know maybe the ending's a little sappy where the lights go out and stuff, but I just love it, right? The Natural's my favorite
Yeah.
one.
For Major League.
You know a hidden You know a hidden good baseball movie, which I'm kind of embarrassed to say I really like
What's
because it's
that?
about baseball.
Right.
And as a guy, it's maybe I'm trading in my man card a little bit when I say this, but I really enjoyed that movie For the Love of the Game with Kevin Costner.
Yes, yes,
It's
yep.
it's more of a love story with him and
Mhm.
rest in peace John Travolta's wife. I forget her name.
Yeah, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I know you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, Eight Men Out. That was
Eight
another
Men
good
Out.
one.
Yeah,
Fuji was
food.
Eight Men Out. Yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
and Moneyball. I do like Moneyball. Yeah, that's true.
You love okay,
Audience
Moneyball.
says I love Moneyball. That's a good one too. But For the Love of the Game, I really liked. I know it was a love story, but yeah, I know I'm going on a tangent. But yeah, I would say
That's okay.
the Natural's my favorite. Kelly Preston was her name.
Kelly
Fuji.
Preston. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
gotcha.
she was hot. Remember Twins? She was
Yes,
hot.
I do. Yes, I do. Yes.
Tonight is your night, bro. It's your night,
It's your
bro.
night, bro. It's your
Yeah.
night, bro.
me 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 and my buddy Billy Smith, we were in like seventh and eighth grade dances, and we went to St. Albert's in like seventh grade, and
Right.
we'd be like, tonight is your
It's
night,
your
bro.
night, bro.
Yeah.
You're gonna say. I was
Ooh,
gonna say that was my favorite. I was just gonna say that. I really
A
was.
League of Their Own. You know what?
I
That was a great one.
I love that movie. I just do. Tom Hanks in that movie is the best. Hey,
You know, Tom Hanks in almost anything is the best. When you really
that's
think about
true.
Tom, I
That's
mean, you
true.
put Tom Hanks in a movie. He's only really had a few clunkers that I
Yeah,
can.
not many. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, most movies he has. Like I got home from the barbecue the other night, and there was really nothing on, and
Mhm.
I was on channels, and I watched part of Forrest Gump for like probably the millionth time. You know what I mean? So
I mean, I watched League of Their Own for the millionth time. I just love the part where he goes, "Are you crying? There's no crying
yeah.
in baseball." She's crying, sir.
Nico Spencer, Castaway, Kelvin Joseph, favorite movie.
Yeah. Mhm. Oh, I was big on a rookie of the year too. I'm a big fan of that movie too.
You know what? That was a pretty good. Yeah, that was a pretty good one too.
Roland
And
Gardner. Come on.
well, I mean, I know Pat Bernard's favorite's The Sandlot.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, well, hey, Holmes, you're
He
killing me,
loves The
Smalls.
Sandlot. Yeah, that's the one. You're killing me, Smalls, or
You're
something.
killing me, Smalls. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
You're
but
killing me,
hey, you know what?
Smalls.
Hey, that's the one thing about baseball, though. There's a lot of great baseball movies, and
No doubt. Well, you know what? My original. I mean, I love A League of Their Own, but my favorite baseball movie of all time, the greatest one of all, is The Bad News Bears. I'm sorry. How can you not love
you know
the
what?
original Bad News Bears?
That's true.
I
And back then they had the famous scenes of the Astrodome. Remember the Astrodome?
yes, yeah.
Yeah, the
That
Astrodome
was the
used to
second
be.
one. That was the second one they did.
Oh, that was the second one.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was the second one. The original one was with Walter Matthau, and he
Okay.
was he was Buttermaker, if you remember correctly.
You know what? Before we move on, what was another kind of good baseball movie, and I swear I don't remember the name of this, John, but there was one where Keanu Reeves was like a baseball
He was a
coach.
manager.
He was a
Yes,
manager, and he had like a gambling problem or something.
yes,
I,
yep. I
I don't
can't
know.
remember the.
I don't know if it was quote unquote a baseball move, but it was about baseball somewhat. You know what
Mm,
I mean? It was a good movie. I can't remember it, but it was a pretty
I
good movie.
don't. Yeah, see, he was the manager. I remember offhand. I don't. I just don't remember what it was called, but I do remember the movie being bad. And yes, Fuji was Bad News Bears go to Japan. Yes, that is correct.
There you
Yes.
go. Well, hey, you know what? Like Brad Pitt said in Moneyball, there's something very romantic about baseball, right?
It's a great. It's awesome. I love it. We just love to watch it, and movies like that. Just
Yeah.
you know,
Well, we'll
you
we'll
know.
speak we'll speak speaking of baseball.
Uh, uh,
As a Philadelphia Phillies fan, because we're going to get into the whole league, but as a Phillies fan, there's nothing.
Hardball.
Yeah, there you
Hardball.
go.
Yes.
Hardball.
Thank you.
Keanu Reeves. That was a good movie.
Yes. Yes.
As a Philadelphia Phillies fan, there's really nothing romantic about falling behind right now, 1-0 to the Mets, and giving up a touchdown on Sunday night in the first inning.
Yeah. What happened to that? What, dude? That kid couldn't even. That guy couldn't even get out of the first inning. What was the deal with that?
He, I,
Yeah.
I don't know, but you know what? Hey,
But
we'll get into the Phillies because they're right now. Unfortunately, they're not really. I hate to say it, but they don't really deserve our attention right now because they are just not that good of a team.
I totally agree with that. But what I was going to say, but going down to Atlanta, I mean, they did split down there. It's kind of like that's what you kind of wanted, I think. You know,
I would have signed up for it. Yeah, I mean,
a split down there is it's not a bad thing. It's really not.
Well, especially when you look at the Braves. I mean, they caught the Braves at the right time. Like, well, let's get into some of these standings here. And since we're talking about the Phillies, we'll start off with the National League here. You got I think they caught the Braves at the right time because the Braves are only 4-6 in their last 10.
This is true.
So you look at the National League East. You got the Atlanta Braves, 32-22. They're only 15-14 at home, though. Their road record's tremendous. They're 7-8 on the road. But the Braves are, they're led right now by what's his face?
Acuna.
Yeah, Acuna's hitting 327. Matt he's hitting 327. Matt Olson's got 17 bombs. He crushed the ball the other night against the Phillies.
That was batting practice.
Acuna is third in the league in hits with 70. So he's the Atlanta offensive leader along with Olson. And then pitching wise, the Braves have a lot of pitching injuries, but they got a guy Bruce Elder right now with a 2.01 ERA, who is one of their top pitchers. And
it's funny you should say that. I was just talking about. I was just going over pitchers' ERAs, and he's only played pitches. He only pitched 2 games though, from what I'm hearing. But Strider's their best pitcher, right? Wasn't he?
Yeah. I'd like Strider. I think Strider's got a lot of potential. Well, Strider and Fried, but Fried's been out. But anyway, so we got the Braves. We got the Braves in first place. Miko Spencer says Elder pitches tonight. Okay.
Well, Elder, my God, he's got a 2.01 ERA average from what I'm reading.
Okay. Yeah. So he's tough. So you got the Braves in first. Now, I don't think anybody really saw the second place team coming. The Florida Marlins or
the Miami Marlins.
Marlins. Okay,
there you go.
They changed so many times.
I know. I keep calling it Florida too. I do.
Yeah, it's a habit,
Right. It is
kind of like when I call the Washington Commanders and I slip up and say Redskins. Still, I just can't help it.
I keep calling them the Washington football team.
Yeah. Well. And here I can't tell you how hard it is for me to remember to say Cleveland Guardians because I just want to
the Indians. Yeah.
But
I know.
I'm looking at this Marlins team, and the Marlins right now sitting in second place, 28-26, hanging tough. They're only 4 games out. Solar has 5 homers in his last 7 games. He's one of the hottest players in all Major League Baseball. So the Marlins are playing some great ball. They're only 5-5 in their last 10. But the fact that they're hanging in there is very important.
But they've won 3 in a row though.
Yeah. So they're playing well. You got the New York Mets 27-27, 6-4 in their last 10. They're 5 games out, mediocre, but they're hanging in there. And I'll tell you the thing about the Mets. Their catcher Francisco Alvarez. They've moved him to second in the lineup. He's got an 8-game hitting streak and he's got 5 homers.
Crazy.
So that kid is that kid's one of their top prospects and he is really progressing. So even though the Mets are playing very mediocre ball, that kid's playing well.
And they also have a first baseman who has 20 home runs, so I won't let him in.
Well, exactly. Pete Alonso. What do they call him? What, the polar bear?
The polar bear. Yep.
Polar bear's got 20 bombs and he's got 46 ribbies. I mean, he's absolutely crushing it. Sean Kilrain with a comment here. He just said they just got Michael Soroka from injury.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, the Braves. The Braves.
Yeah. Yes.
Miko Spencer here. Yeah, unfortunately, I have this on. Senga is smoking tonight. 7 Ks, no walks, 0 runs, 1 hit through 7. Yeah, and isn't that just the Phillies' luck? I mean, you finally get a quality Ranger Suarez outing, kind of like how Ranger Suarez was last year. He only gives up the one bomb to, I believe it was Lindor hit one out, and the Phillies can't even touch Senga right now. I mean, I was going to say,
actually, what's got robbed though? Castellanos got robbed on one. I think it was he hit one, and they robbed him. Nimmo caught it.
Well, Schwarber's up there right now. I mean, Schwarber's up there right now. It's a 1-2 count, and I mean, he might as well be trying to hit a golf ball up there, Schwarber right now. You know what I mean? I'll tell you,
he's only hitting 160. What's up with him? I can't get it. I don't understand.
Well, you know what I'm hoping. I'm hoping the fact that the calendar turns to June in 2 days. That maybe,
he is Mr. June. That's for sure.
Maybe he goes back to June of last year. You know.
Sean says, absolutely, we can never get a break.
Yeah. Well, except for October last year. I mean, this Phillies team, I mean, it's still, I'm going to say it's still early.
Getting into May. I mean, I don't know how much earlier we can get.
Well, exactly. And October of last year is looking more and more like a mirage as this year goes by. So, but anyway, yeah. So let's move on to the Phillies. Got Philadelphia Phillies 25-28, 6.5 out. Four. Yep, Schwarber just struck out. There's a freaking surprise. Like I said, it might as well have been a fucking golf ball up there. You know what I'm saying?
Sticking to the Phillies, though, do you believe they're 14-10 at home? That's kind of weird. Like, that's not like them.
Well, 11-18 on the road.
On the road, I know.
The road record's absolutely killing them. So
it's atrocious. Yeah.
Yeah. So Phillies 6.5 out. Then you got the Nationals. The Nationals are 23-31. They're 9 games out. I'll tell you one thing about the Nationals, though. They're playing a little better than people think, and they got a pitcher by the name of Mackenzie Gore. He's got on Sunday he had 11 Ks, 11 strikeouts on Sunday. He's got 74 Ks in 58 innings.
Wow, kid's pitching out of his mind right now.
Yeah, so they the Nationals are they suck, but they do have some young players that are kind of coming on, and they also got a kid in the minors. Because we'll get into prospects later, but since we're talking Nationals, they got a kid in the minors that has a lot of potential by the name of James Woods.
Okay,
he right now. I meant to write down where he is. I think he's in Double-A, but somebody could correct me if I'm wrong. But he's hitting 292 with 8 homers, 36 RBIs. So while the Nationals are struggling and they're in last place, they do have some young talent. And like I said, Mackenzie, this Mackenzie Gore guy could be part of their future.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Miko Spencer. What does he say here? He says anything can happen. Braves lose to the A's. Yeah, that's true.
Shush, Dave. I get it. I had to mention that on the show. How about the A's beating the Braves yesterday?
Hey, you know what? A squirrel's got to get a nut every once in a while.
Hey,
11-45. I mean,
are they on pace to lose 100 games, John?
What's that?
Are the A's on pace to lose 100 games?
100? Shit, they're on pace to lose like 130.
I was being nice.
I mean, they blow, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, they're bad. They're bad.
Yeah, I mean, go on. Can they call? Where's Billy Bean? Where's Billy Bean? And where's shit, what the hell's the actors? I'm drawing a blank. Who was the young kid actor? That wasn't Seth. I always get him confused. It wasn't Seth Rogen.
Who's that?
I always get Seth Rogen and the other heavyset kid that was in Moneyball confused. Seth Rogen. I didn't
see the movie, so I couldn't tell you.
Oh, you never saw Moneyball?
I never saw Moneyball. No.
Oh, Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill.
Okay.
Okay. I always get Seth Rogen and Jonah Hill confused. Anyway,
what was that comment by?
And get them numbers because they blow.
What was that comment by Fuge? Oh, Jonah. Okay.
Jonah Hill, yeah. And then
how about the A's moving to Vegas?
Vegas, yeah. Well, they got to do something, man. That team sucks.
Why not? That's what I say.
Hey, but
they can't get 18 people to watch a game at their stadium. That's how bad it is.
Hey, I know. I drove past. I grew up in Somerton, and we had like a pretty nice little baseball field. I think I saw more people driving past watching like 9-year-olds play than I see in Oakland Coliseum.
It's crazy, dude. They get more Blue Rocks people coming to watch their games than they do the A's.
Cam can't McGuire? Not to be mean, but can't McGuire and Canseco like pass down some creatine to these dudes or something because they blow.
Yeah,
You know
it's a
what I
shame.
mean?
Like I said, they're going through a lot right now. I mean, they're going to move their stadium. They're losing. They're just a young team, and they're just going through a lot right now. It's a
Yeah,
shame.
yeah, going through a
Teams
lot.
do that though. You know that. I mean, everybody goes through their tough times in the seasons.
I hear you. So, all
Yeah.
right, so let's move on to the NL Central. The NL Central
This is
mediocrity.
an interesting division. Go ahead.
Mediocrity. You got my Milwaukee Brewers, because I'm going to keep saying my Milwaukee Brewers because I was high on them. Disappointing though, 28-25, and I'll tell you one thing about the Brewers too. Shit, I had it written down somewhere around here, but they've scored 2 runs or less 11 times in their last 25 games, and that's a surprise because that team has a lot of offensive firepower, and they are just not hitting the ball.
Well, their away record's only 12-13. I mean, it's not like it's great.
Yeah. Then you got the Pirates. I know Miko Spencer
but
up there.
Before you do that, going back to the Brew Crew, I mean, they are 4-6 in their last 10 games. I mean, but yet they're leading Central by what, like 2 games on Pittsburgh? So
yeah, they're 2 up on Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh started out great. They still have good pitching, but they've kind of gone back to reality. They're
coming back to reality. Yes,
they're 26-27, only 2 out though. I'll tell you the team that's kind of the pleasant surprise is the Cincinnati Reds. The Cincinnati Reds, 24-29, which for them is really good. Only 4 out, and they got a kid by the name of Matt McLean, young kid that's 23 years old. You want to hear this kid, Dave? This kid in 57 plate appearances. All right,
I can't wait.
He's hitting 380 with 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, and he's got 5 doubles in 57.
Well, is that going to continue going forward? I mean,
well, I don't know. I mean, 380 is kind of a lot. So
I mean, that's a great average, no doubt about that.
But the thing about the Rays though, they have a lot of young talent because they got another kid down in AAA, Ellie De La Cruz.
De La Cruz, yes.
Yeah, and now he's like I think like the 3rd or 4th prospect overall, but he's hitting 304 with 10 homers, 31 RBIs, and you combined him with remember when they played the Phillies, they had that left-handed. I'm drawing a blank on names, but they had those their first 2 starters, the left-handed kid in particular. Remember the Phillies came back that Saturday, but he was mowing Phillies down like crazy. I can't remember his name. The left-handed kid that was like killing the Phillies.
Okay. I don't recall his name off the top of my head, but go ahead. I got you.
Hey, like I said, the Reds are playing better, but until they get above 24-29, I'm sorry, I can't remember all their names.
I got you. But you know what? With the Reds though, I mean, they are 14-14 at home.
Yeah,
I mean, they just won 3 in a row, so don't count. And they're 5-5 in their last 10. So
they're not playing bad.
Maybe they're going to turn stuff around. Who knows?
Then you got the Cubs. The Cubs are 23-30, 4-6 in their last 10.
Yeah, they're falling fast.
They're falling fast, but again, that division blows. They're only 5 games out.
True.
And then you got the if I had to make a list of disappointing teams in Major League Baseball, the top 3 would be right now. Cardinals,
you know what?
And Phillies.
What is up with the Cardinals? I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I mean, now remember when we did this show last week, the Cardinals were kind of getting hot, but their
away record's better than their home record. I mean, it's not saying much, but still, it's 2 games better than their home record.
Yeah, I don't get that, but we got Ken Fry here. He said, speaking of this division, he said he thought the Cubs were going to be contenders. Well, I think they're pretenders.
Pretenders. Ken, I thought the same thing. I got to be honest, Ken. I really thought the Cubs were going to do something this year. Because I mean, every year they hear, here comes Chicago, But I don't know.
And you could check Ken Fry out, I believe tomorrow at 10 a.m. on the Batcave.
Oh, the Batcave.
And hope. Yeah, now right now his Mets are winning 1-0. I'm hoping somehow the Phillies come back and he has to recap a loss, but right now it's not looking too good. Sorry, Ken. Sorry, Ken.
Yeah, he's the Met guy right there.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's move on to this NL West. Now, this NL West, you got the Los Angeles Dodgers, 33-22. They're 18-7 at home, which they're always tough to beat in LA.
They are
5-5 in their last. You know what's funny? I feel like most other than a couple teams, most of Major League Baseball is like 4-6 or 5-5 in their last.
Yeah,
10. It seems like everybody. I'm looking at these standings. Seems like everybody's kind of beating everybody. Teams, you know.
Yeah, well, it's nobody's 1-9, so 5-5, 6. That's what you expect, out of 10.
Yeah, but you know what
except for Pittsburgh, they're 3-7. So.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Hold that for a second. We'll get right back into the West. You know what? Let me just get a word in from one of our sponsors for a second.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Hey, everybody. Good to see everybody. If you're here out of the box sports, check us out. Monday through Saturday, we have a lot of shows. Monday nights, we have Joystick Junkies, 4 p.m. 6. The Sully Squad at 6 o'clock on Monday nights. They were just late. That was just last night, if I recall. Yeah, that's right. Last night. Tuesday nights, we had 8:30. Check us out. Extra Innings. Wednesday nights, or Wednesday mornings, it's like 10 a.m. Check out the Batcave. 8 p.m. we have the College Football Frenzy. I don't know when that's starting. I think it might be 2 or 3 weeks from now. I'm not sure when that's going to start. But and 8:30 tomorrow night, check out them 215 boys. That's part of me. I'll be on that show. With my boy Paul and maybe Matt. I don't know if he's still bowling or not. What's going on with him? Thursday nights, check us out. 4for4 Locker Room with Big Mike. Gotta love that show. He's all about Philadelphia 4for4. So check out Big Mike on Thursday nights, 8 o'clock. Friday nights, got 10:30. The Atomic Drop coming at you June 17th. We're gonna be excited. It's a Friday night. Gonna be fun. And Saturdays, 10 p.m. Check out the Vegas Sports Scene with Rob. He's your man right there. You want Vegas Sports? Rob's your man. And Big Ken Fry. So check those guys out. Like I said, subscribe, check us out. And don't forget, Monkey Cold Coffee. Use the promo code Out of the Box Sports at monkeycoldcoffee.com. Check out while owner Matt donates 30%, or I'm sorry, 10% of each sale to the National Pediatric Foundation, nationalpcf.org. Like I said, get your Monkey Cold Coffee. And don't forget your boy Jason Fine, his attorney, 1-800-123 at Attorney Big Al. Jason Fine, aka Attorney Big Al. Did I miss anything? Okay. 3 locations throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey, Philadelphia, PA, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Give him a call at, okay, my fault, he let that go. And Not Your Average Janes. Any donation will be greatly appreciated, accepted, as well as mentioned on the Out of the Box Sports Network. Check out my man Ken Fries for his daughter's softball league. He would love to hear from you. And he's looking for donations to sponsor for his help, conversation, travel, and equipment for the upcoming year.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, Dave. I appreciate that.
I tried.
All right. So, yeah. So my son's mom just dropped off his laptop battery, so I had to run upstairs for a minute. So I appreciate that. So,
not a problem.
All righty. So yeah, Ken Fry again. I thought the Cubs were going to be contenders. So, all right. So let's get into this West now. All right. So we touched on the Dodgers, 33-22. Playing red hot ball, and the Dodgers are led by you got Max Muncy, 17 home runs, so he's the offensive leader, and and they have their lineups stacked. They have good pitching, so they're always Dodgers are always up there.
They're tough.
Yeah, the team that's kind of surprising, still hanging in there, only a game and a half out. The Arizona Diamondbacks, 31-23. They're playing really good ball, only a game and a half out. The Diamondbacks have a young pitcher by the name of Ryan Nelson.
You mentioned him before.
Yeah, he's in his last 2 starts, he's pitched 11.1 innings, only given up 1 earned run. And then, of course, they have Corbin Carroll, a really good young prospect player. He's hitting 282 with 8 homers, 19 RBIs. So they're, the Diamondbacks have some good young talent on that team.
They do.
All right,
they're young. They're a young team. They're very young.
Yeah. Now, the Gabe Kapler led Giants 28-26.
They're on the. I'm telling you, Sully, they're on the run. I'm telling you, don't count the Giants out.
Oh, only 4.5 games out. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They're 10-3 in their last 13. They've won 4 straight series. I'll tell you, who's killing the ball?
Who's that?
One of Ken Fry's former players, Michael Conforto, the former Met. In his last 15 games, he's hitting 386 with 6 homers and 15 RBI. So he's absolutely crushing it.
Sometimes the grass is greener on the other side, so.
Yeah, Michael Conforto. We got a comment here. Danny on Wheels says, "What up, guys? Go Braves!"
Okay, Danny's a Braves fan over there.
Hey, go Braves!
Hey.
Teach their own. I'm going to say go A's, but hey.
Your team's sitting in first place, bud. That's all I can say.
Exactly. They're playing some great ball, but yeah, I mean the Giants. I mean Gabe Kapler's. I mean who knows what the hell they got going on out there. I mean what are the maybe these guys are dousing themselves in coconut oil and licking ice cream and not eating it.
Real quick, can our guy go back to that comment one more time that we just had?
Which one?
The one that was the Braves fan.
Yeah.
I can't seem to find
it. Here, I got it.
There he is. Danny, yeah, that's the guy I was looking. Danny, your Braves, yes, they're playing well. I have a question for you, Danny. If you want to come back to us, I'd really appreciate it. Real quick, who's your best pitcher? Is it Strider, or is it what's his name? I can't even think of his name.
Well, you're talking about the kid Elder?
Elder, yes, Elder. That I meant to say that. Yeah. So, is it Strider or Elder? Because right now I know Strider's 5-2, I think he is, or something like that, and he's pitching really well. And Elder, I think he just pitched like 2 games. But in your opinion, who's your better pitcher, Strider or Elder? Who would you rather have? So, just you can get back to me on that. I appreciate it. But go ahead, Sal.
No, I say, hey. So the Giants are a pleasant surprise. They're playing some great ball. Sean Kilrain here. Nick Castellanos made a game-saving catch.
Oh wow!
All right, yeah. Well, Philly's got to get some offense because they're down 2-0. But for as good of a surprise as the San Francisco Giants are, San Diego Padres really, really struggling. To answer your question, Dave, Miko Spencer says, like to say Fried, but I love Strider. Elder is good as well. Miko Spencer is a great fan also. And Danny on Wheels says Strider nail, Fried when healthy. Yeah, I can see that. But the Padres, I mean, with Machado being out, and really, like I said, three really disappointing teams right now, and at least in my eyes, are San Diego, Philadelphia, and the Cardinals.
I can't argue that. I can't argue that. It's
another one. Even though they have a winning record, and we'll get into the AL in a minute. The Blue Jays.
I was going to say Toronto. Yeah,
they're a little disappointing right now too. 3-7 in their last 10, and they're 28-26 in last place in the toughest division in baseball.
Yeah, but they're still 2 games above 500. So
True. Yeah, I mean. Shit, if you put them in the Central, in the NL Central, they'd be practically in the lead.
This is true.
Half game out,
It's funny. If you put the Braves in the AL East, they're in 3rd place.
Isn't that amazing?
It is. Actually, to be in 4th place, they would be behind their Yankees, actually.
Well, the two best divisions in all of baseball. Now, coming into this year, I was going to say NL East, AL East, but it's AL West,
AL West, NL East, yep.
Yeah, but we're about to get into that.
Yes.
Last place in the NL West is the as Bill Giles would say, the Colorado Rockies.
Does that surprise you? Does that surprise you? Doesn't surprise me.
No, they suck.
Yeah, they're terrible.
They suck. So 24-31, 5-5 in their last 10. They're 9 games out. they might as well be sellers. And they have a first baseman. I think his name's C.J. Crone, I believe.
Crone. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I'm kind of hoping they keep losing because he could possibly be a match for the Phillies if the Phillies want to go out.
So I see where you're going with that.
You know?
Yeah.
So, hey, Colorado Rockies keep losing.
What? No faith in Cody Clemens there, son?
Well, what's ironic though is what's funny. He's actually playing a lot better than I mean.
He's not doing bad. No.
Yeah, he's not that terrible.
No, I agree.
That's my ringing endorsement of him. He's not that terrible.
I agree.
But
I'm telling you right now, my surprising teams right now are definitely the Giants. I think Giants are on the rise right now. I really do. They're going to start winning.
Yeah.
They're playing well. And right now, Cincinnati, I mean, I know they're only 4 games back in the division, but still, I mean, they from where they were to where they are now, kind of a jump,
Yeah. I mean, you might think Eric Davis was playing again. Remember Eric Davis?
I thought Concepcion was back. I don't know. I mean, tell me.
Yeah, or Johnny Bench. I mean, hey, we still got to get our last 5 the top 10 catchers.
Is the Big Red Machine back, Jeff?
No, but they're not yet. But they do have a lot of young talent.
I mean, they're only 5 games under 500, but yet from where they were, I mean, they did. It's surprising.
Yeah, I thought they were really going to suck. Yeah, Dan says replay in the field. Oh, he's out. They're going to replay. I think they called Remuto safe on a steal, but this replay looks like he got him.
Oh,
yeah, he's
gotcha.
out.
I don't have it in front of me, so I really don't know.
That blows. All right, so let me get distracted from the Phillies because it looks like they're gonna lose again. Real quick, because we're moving on to the AL.
I'm losing you. I'm losing you.
Shout out. What's this?
I'm losing you, but you're good now. Go ahead.
Okay. So, real quick, there's some things that are way more important in baseball. Shout out to Liam Hendricks, the pitcher from the Chicago White Sox. He was diagnosed with cancer, I believe, in October or November.
I heard that.
Last night was his first game back, and great job by him. It's really happy to see that he's back pitching in the big leagues, and what an accomplishment. I mean, Bryce Harper did a great job coming back from Tommy John surgery, but I mean, this dude came back from cancer, so kudos to him.
Hey, yes, kudos to him. Him and his team. I'm sure his team's happy to have him back too.
F cancer.
I agree totally. Is there a reason why? Mr. Harper is not in the lineup today?
So I was listening to like 97.5 and stuff earlier, and WIP, like Flip It Around, and people were speculating maybe oh God, I hope he's not having like a side effect. But one of the Phillies reporters, I forget who I forget who it was. I saw it on Twitter, but said don't panic. It was they literally have a stretch of like 9 or 10 straight games, and they literally just wanted to give him an extra day, and there was
gotcha. Yeah, I was listening to Jack Fritz earlier today. He was talking about why they didn't rest him against the
Braves.
Braves, right. Why they rest him against Braves, not rest him against like somebody Detroit at the next series or something.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It probably was because it was an ESPN game.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah.
Because take away the ESPN game, that's what I would have done, because the Phillies had that 5th starter going, and that was, not that you want to pull the Doc Rivers scheduled loss, but like on paper, that looked like a scheduled loss. That would have been the game I would have sat him.
Not to change games or anything. I know we're extra innings, but Joe, isn't it incredible how we went from a doctor to a nurse? I'm just saying.
We upgrade. So now I think we upgraded.
I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah, but all right. So let's move on to the best division in baseball, which is the American League East.
League East.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Still standing in first place, the Tampa Bay Rays, with an amazing 26-6 home record and a 39-17 record overall, the best record in baseball.
But
they are led by a phenom young superstar in making, Wander Franco. He's got a 3.5 WAR, which is like superstar level numbers. I mean, Tampa Bay is Tampa. I mean, this kid this kid is phenomenal. And then you look at some of these other guys, just Tampa. They and here's a theme. So when are as Phillies fans, when are we going to get critical of this pitching coach? Because I'm going to give you two names right here, Dave. I'm looking at okay.
Well, before you go there, Joe, and I hear you're going with this, but we do not have a fifth starter. We just don't.
Okay, but
go ahead.
And when you realize we don't have a fifth starter, let me name two guys that were on this team last year. Zach Eflin, Tampa Bay, tied for the league lead in wins with 7. Okay. Now I go to the second place team in the American League East, the Baltimore Orioles, 34-20.
Don't say it, Joe. Don't say it.
Kyle Gibson.
Oh, Kyle Garbage Can Gibson.
In his last 14 innings, Kyle Gibson has given up 1 earned run.
What is up with this, Joe? And we've said this before, like teams that leave us or players that leave us, they do well on other teams. I don't get it.
Doesn't it kind of me? Is there something with the way they're handling this pitching staff? Because another guy, I don't know if he's still pitching well, but Vinny Velasquez finally was pitching well in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
That's 3.
There's a name I haven't heard in a while. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
That's 3 guys you had on this team that went elsewhere and started and are pitching really well. We got Eileen C. To touch on the Rays here. Eileen C. She's a Yankees fan. She says, I hate when the Yankees play at the Trop. It's like they can't beat the Rays in Tampa. And, that is amazing because they don't really have – I mean, there's like nobody in the stands, but yet nobody can beat them.
Eileen, to answer your question, yeah, they can't beat the Rays in Tampa. That's true. But if you look at Tampa's record, they're 26-6 at home. I mean, that's got to tell you something, I mean, this team wins at home, but their away record is 13-11. Right? Go figure.
Now here's Adam Popple, and I usually agree with that. First off, Adam Popple is a great baseball guy. I usually agree with Adam on a lot of things. He says Gibson is trash and will be trash by the end of the year. Eflin is good, but it hurts a lot. Now I agree with Adam to a point, but the only point I'll make to Adam though, Kyle Gibson made the All-Star team in Texas. If you remember 2 years ago when the Phillies traded for him,
he was their guy.
So, I mean, I don't think Kyle Gibson's that good. So I'm not really going there. I kind of do agree with Adam, but
I do too.
But why is it though that Kyle Gibson seems to be effective everywhere but Philadelphia?
Well, isn't it funny how going back to Zach Eflin, Adam, wasn't Eflin hurt a little bit earlier in the season? Before he came back?
Eflin always gets hurt.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah. With Eflin, it's never been a question of stuff. I mean, there's been periods where, I mean, if you remember 3-4 years ago, I think Eflin was on. There was like actually, I think it was like 2019. He was like one of our. I think he might have been our best pitcher for like 2 months. At
one point he was. Yeah, he was our 2, wasn't he, or 2 or 3?
What's this?
Wasn't he our 3 starter at one point or a 2 starter? Something like that.
He was pitching well. Yeah, I mean, and to Adam's point, he gets hurt a lot. Here's Adam with another comment here. Gibson is a guy who's always had bad second halves, even when he was an All-Star. Yeah, that's true. That is true. That is true. He did, and Adam's probably right. But I guess my point. I mean, but when I see Eflin, Gibson, and I saw Velasquez pitching well, and then I'm watching us trot a guy like Covey out there who gives up a touchdown in the first inning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, an extra point.
What the hell are you doing?
This is true.
So, all right. So we got the Orioles at 34-20. They're hanging in there. The Orioles. God, I'm sorry,
Joe. They're 18-9 on the road.
Dude, the Orioles
18-9 on the road. What does that tell you? This team is for real.
They're a good team, and ever since they called up Adley Rushman. Now Rushman is future. I'm saying future best catcher in baseball. He may even be there now. Like right now, he's hitting 273, 8 homers, 26 RBIs. You got Cedric Mullins, really good center fielder. He's hitting 263, 8 homers, 39 RBIs. So the Orioles lineup is sick. They got speed. They got a lot.
Yep. Adam again.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's right on here. He says they were depending too much on Painter, didn't have an insurance policy. You can't count on Falter or Sanchez. Yeah, that's true.
True. This is true.
Eileen C said, Cedric Mullins is hurt now. Okay, well
okay.
That's a major loss for them. Baltimore, Adam Poplar again. Baltimore is a very good young team. Hopefully, they make a trade for a starter. Yeah, they do need a starter, and one of their top prospects is I think the kid's got a lot of potential. Grayson Rodriguez.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got a lot of potential, but he's not there yet. He's only 2-2 with a 7. He got rocked his last time out. He's got a 735 earned run average, but he's got 56 Ks in 45 innings. So it tells you that he's got that tells me he's got the stuff. He just has to learn how to pitch,
Yeah, but Baltimore is 6-4 in their last 10, though, Joe.
Yeah, they're playing well. So all right. So they're Tampa and Baltimore, the top two. You got the New York Yankees, who are still pretty hot. Yankees 33-23, 7-3 in their last 10.
They're 19-13 at home.
Yeah, well, they're always
they always play well.
I was gonna say, even when the Yankees stink, a lot of times they're decent in Yankee Stadium. It's always gonna be a tough place to win.
They are you know what though? The Yankees might step up after before the All-Star break, going into the All-Star break. So sometimes that's what they do. So.
I did I did see this today. The O's did grab the Yankee legend Aaron Hicks. Aaron Hicks had really been struggling with the Yankees, and they designated him for assignment, and he just signed with Baltimore. So hey, we'll see.
Maybe a new team will step up.
Yeah, but the Yankees are playing really good. Garrett Cole still has 6 wins, although I was reading that for as good as the Yankees are playing, Cole's actually struggled his last 3 or 4 outings. He's starting to get hit a little bit.
Right.
But even though they're playing well, if I'm a Yankees fan, I'm a little concerned. When's their big free agent acquisition, Carlos Rodon, going to start pitching?
Good point.
Because if they, in that division and in that tough American League, when you get into the playoffs, they're going to need him and Cole, when they got to go against teams like the Astros and the Rangers. And
Cole, I'm not worried about Cole. He'll step up when he has to. He's,
Oh, I think he will. Yeah.
Absolutely. Cole's a professional. He knows what he's doing. Yeah, he's good pitcher.
Yeah. So, all right. So basically, with the Yankees' hot streak, they've created a little bit of separation between them and the Red Sox and the Blue Jays. The Red Sox, 28-25, 9.5 out. They're 5-5 in their last 10. And again, you put the Red Sox in the AL Central or NL Central, they're in first place.
They're in first place. Yeah, this is true. That's how sad the Central is. Joe, really, think about it.
Trash.
Wow. Trash. That's trash division. It really is.
Although I still say if the Brewers get the bats going, they're going to be tough in the playoffs. I'm going to say
you keep saying that. You're in that Brew Crew. You're in that Brew Crew run there. I don't know.
Yes.
You and the Brew Crew, and me and the Mariners. I don't know what's going on with that.
Hey, you know what? Maybe I've been drinking the brew. Maybe old Milwaukee's best, the Beast. Remember the Beast back in the day?
Yeah, I do. Yes.
I remember being with Kilrain and slugging a case of Milwaukee's Beast through the.
Oh, Milwaukee! Oh, yeah. Is it any good?
Hey, when you're like 16, 17 years old and you're slugging it through the woods into a cemetery, it's damn good. You know what I'm saying? Me and Sean Kilrain used to slug some of them beasts around.
So that's where you get your Brew Crew. I understand. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Speaking of Kilrain, he says Rodon is stealing that money in an article I read. Yeah, he always has injuries.
He's not the only one.
There's a guy. Chris Sale's having a nice turnaround season.
Yes, Chris Sale. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good for him. I'm not a Red Sox guy, but I like to see great pitchers. I like to see them get rejuvenated. Because he's been a great pitcher for a long time. He's had so many problems. Adam Poplar, Blue Jays extremely disappointing this year. Yeah, I mean, especially when you look at their lineup. I mean, you got Guerrero. He's
Vlad's he's good.
Yeah, Guerrero, and then they got where did I just see? I thought I just saw Bichette here in number. Yeah,
Yeah,
Bo Bichette leads the league in hits with 78. 78, and he's also hitting 338.
Well, it's funny. I know they're in last place in the AL East, and I understand that. But they are still 2 games up of 500. So,
oh yeah, they're not.
And they're right behind Boston. So don't I'm not saying they're out of it by any stretch. They could go on a run. Who knows?
See, Kilrain's a fan of the Brew Crew too. Hell yeah, nothing but the beast, Sully. Good times. Yeah. Adam Poplar, Biggio hasn't been good. Yeah, you know what? He needs to channel. He needs to channel his father's ability.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the East. AL Central, we got the Twins. They're 28 and 26. They're still in first place. Only 4 and 6 in their last 10.
Yeah.
You got the Detroit Tigers, 25 and 27. Only 2 games out. The Tigers have a young pitcher, by the name of Eduardo Rodriguez. He's got a 2.13. So he, guys like him, he's finding a way to keep the Tigers somewhat relevant. Because
are you surprised the Tigers are actually doing this well? I mean, I know it's the Central, but still, I mean, they are in second place in Central. Usually the Tigers are like last normally, right?
It's about time. I mean, like, what the
hell
are
they doing? This is true. Good point.
They've been picked. You figure they've sucked for a little bit. I mean, they've been picking high in the draft for a while. I mean, they should be developing somebody.
Sounds right. I'm just saying. I'm so used to the Tigers being in the last place. Well, in second to last place in that division. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, unless who knows? Maybe they need to hire Sparky Anderson and Jim Leland back.
Sparky. Oh God, that's his name.
Either that or entice Kate Upton for some reason to want to go to the 8 Mile to get Verlander there.
Didn't Sparky wasn't he with the Pirates at one point too?
No, it was Leland was with the Pirates.
Leland, that's right. I got them mixed up. You're right.
Yeah, Leland. Sparky was with the Reds.
Reds. Okay, that's right. Okay, my fault.
So, third place, you got the disappointing Cleveland Guardians, 24 and 29. I think, right? I thought the Guardians were going to take a step up this year. I really did, but
I think a lot of us did.
Yeah, they're disappointing. You got the White Sox, 22 and 34. They blow. I mean,
like I said, ever since they lost their first baseman, Abreu, that was just like, they fell.
Baseball in Chicago, the South Side and the North Side, both areas blow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're a baseball fan in Chicago, you might as well pull a Frank Gallagher and just get hammered.
And Oakland too, but we won't go there.
Yeah. Then you got the Royals, 17 and 38. They suck. So no need to expand on them. We'll just say that they're low.
Well, they do have a 2-game winning streak. We'll give them that much, right?
Hey, there you go.
Hey, you got to go somewhere. So,
all right. So, a lot of people, right now the AL East technically is the best division in baseball.
I have to agree. Definitely.
Okay, but I'm gonna make an argument that I think the AL West has the 2 best teams. Okay, because I'm looking right here. Texas Rangers, 34 and 19. They have the best run differential. Even though the Rays have the best record, the Rangers have the best run differential in all baseball. They're plus 123. All right.
Yes.
And they're 8 and 2 in their last 10.
Yep.
The Houston Astros in their last 17 are 14 and 3. They have the best starting pitching ERA at 3.16.
Well, they're not the champs for nothing, Joe.
Yeah, the Astros are just red hot.
They're making their run right now.
Yeah, we got the Anaheim Angels hanging in there, 29 and 26. They just called up a kid last night by the name of Ben Joyce. He was throwing He came out of the pen, pitched 2 scoreless innings. He was hitting 102 on the radar gun.
Ben Joyce, I got to check him out.
Ben Joyce, yeah. Maybe they have, maybe they have a second pitcher other than Ohtani that could actually get somebody out.
There you go.
And moving on.
Going back to Ohtani real quick. Isn't his contract up this year, Joe?
Oh, it is. And I mean, anybody that has money, I mean, there's probably going to be a bidding war between the Dodgers, Mets, Yankees, basically anybody that has money. You know what? I'll tell you, what? I wouldn't discount Seattle either. I think Ohtani would be perfect for Seattle.
Do you think you might want to stay? First of all, before I say that, do you think the Angels have the money to keep him, or are they just going to let him go? I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know for sure. I don't know the Angels.
I mean, I don't really. I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, everybody's kind of speculating that he's going to leave. But I mean, they are in the Los Angeles market. But I mean, but they're definitely the very little brother to the Dodgers. It's not even comparison.
So your top teams for Ohtani would be who? Dodgers,
Mets. I think Dodgers and Mets.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mets are the scary one. I really think that Cohen's going to want to make a splash.
Not even the Yanks. Then you're not putting the Yanks in that category, though.
You always have to put the Yanks in there, but the old man Steinbrenner's kids are a lot different than the old man was.
This is true.
They're more they're more fiscally responsible. You know what I mean?
This is true.
Although then again, they did just sign Rodin to millions of dollars.
They did. Look out, Ohtani. What?
Yeah, Miko Spencer right here. To my point about Seattle, he says $50 million a year easy. Remember Seattle, home U.S. based Nintendo owner. It's like playing at home. Yeah, that's true.
True. Yeah.
Well, speaking of Seattle, let's get into your Mariners.
My Mariners.
7-3 in the last 10, 28-26. Julio Rodriguez is starting to heat up a little bit. So they're. I know you've been high on them.
Well, they're 6.5 out right now. They're 6.5 out.
Right. With powerhouse teams.
Right. Exactly. Well, like I said, with Angels and Astros ahead of them. So I'm going to say, I mean, they're not. I don't think they're not going to win the division. That's not going to happen. But I'm going to give a wild card spot.
Well,
I just think,
Well, it's funny because we're going to move on the. Let's just mention them real quick. The A's 11-45, 1-9 in their last 10. But
who beat the Braves yesterday, Mr. Spencer? Right. I'm just saying.
A's, before we move on to power rankings, A's suck. Okay, but real quick, how exciting is the wild card race is going to be in the American League?
You're not kidding. I mean,
what do you got? You got 3 wild card teams, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, so let's look at this real quick. Actually, you know what? Let's do power rankings because we'll do it while we do the power rankings. Because
sounds good.
Dude, I didn't even realize we're already like 50.
I know we're 58 minutes into the show.
I didn't even get past the friggin' divisions. All right, so
time flies when I'm fun, so All
right, so we got power rankings. I don't know whose these are.
They're yours. They're yours. Yours.
All right, so I have tech. Yeah. So I flipped mine. I went Texas because of run differential and pitching.
Mm-hmm.
So I went Texas 1, Tampa 2, Baltimore 3, Houston 4 out of the champions respect, Dodgers 5, Atlanta 6, Yankees 7, Arizona hanging in there at 8, Boston 9, and Mr. Coconut Oil himself 10.
Wow. They're your 10th spot. That's incredible, Joe. I got to be honest.
Well, I had, you know what? I'm on this 6-week challenge, and I wanted to have some ice cream earlier. I just licked that, John. So I pulled a Gabe Kaplan. I'm like, you know what? I'm like,
ice cream bars for Joey.
Hey, and you know what? And I got coconut smelling sunscreen yesterday. So there we go.
Oh, well, look at you, Mr. Coconut Man.
I'm all about Gabe. You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you. Do you miss? Honestly, Joe, do you miss him?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No. So, but they're my.
I had to ask.
All right, so let's do yours. Let's get yours up
there,
and then
I kind of changed mine a little bit. I did. I kind of changed a little bit. Okay, I went with Texas 1, I went Dodgers 2. I put Tampa at 3.
Oh wow, okay.
I did. I went Atlanta 4. I got the Astros 5, Orioles 6, Yankees 7, Boston 8, Angels 9, and
Wow,
Arizona's my
okay.
10. Yes.
All right, so the Angels, yeah, yeah, I mean, the Angels haven't seen the top 10 since Danny Glover was the manager and Angels in the outfield.
This is
By the way,
true. This is true.
another baseball movie I forgot about.
Yes.
Angels in the outfield.
Hey,
Remember,
wasn't
hey,
Tony Danza in that movie?
Tony Danza was in that, John. In fact, the Angels went away from him, but he still managed to get the out.
Hey, there
He
you
got
go.
it all by himself. He had like nothing left. He pulled a Jamie Moyer and got out of the inning.
So I think it's funny how you put the Giants in there and I put the Angels in there. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Hey, we all have our reasons, right? I'm surprised
Hey.
I'm surprised you. Yeah, Eileen C with Tony Danza. Yeah,
Yep.
Christopher
Lloyd too. That's right.
Yeah,
He
that's
wasn't
right.
there.
Yeah. So,
See?
all right. So to touch off those power rankings, though, so let's look at this American League. You know, you're going to have 3 wild card spots, correct? I think there's 3.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
All right. So out of those 3 wild card spots, you got Orioles, Yankees, Red Sox, Blue Jays. That's 4.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's safe to say we don't think anybody in the Central is going to make the wild card. So you're going to have
No, I don't think so. No.
So you're going to have one team's going to win the East. You're going to have 4 teams from the East competing for 3 spots.
Right.
And then in the West, you're going to have 4 teams in the West. In the West, somebody's going to win the division. Then you're going to have Astros, Angels, Mariners, or Rangers, whoever doesn't win the division. So you're basically going to have 7 teams competing for 3 spots.
For 3 spots. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be going down the stretch. It's going to be fun.
So, all right. So let's just make a prediction at Memorial Day. Who were your 3? I'll tell you my 3. I'm saying Yankees make it, so that's 1.
Yep.
Whoever doesn't win the West between Astros and Rangers is 2.
Mm-hmm.
And the third, I'll tell you the third. Man, the third is tough.
Yeah, third's going to be tough.
You know what? I think. Even though I really like them, I think Baltimore doesn't have the pitching. I think they're eventually going to fall off a little bit.
Baltimore?
The third, you know what? The third one, I'm going to say your Mariners, Dave.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying the 3. I'm saying the 3 wild card teams. I'm saying Yanks.
Okay.
Yanks. I'll say Rangers because I think the Astros will win that division. So Yanks, Rangers, and I'll say your Mariners. So I say 2. I say 2 wild card teams out of the AL West.
Okay, I got you. I'm going to stick with the Yankees. I got to say the Yankees. That's not even a question for me. It's tough. I think the Mariners get the 3rd spot. I'll give you that. I don't know. I'm going to say the Angels.
Wow. Okay.
I am. I'm going to say the Angels. I think the Angels are going to.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind seeing that just for sheer drama to watch Ohtani and Trout in the playoffs.
Wouldn't that be fun? That'd be fun.
That would be really fun. Yeah, I'd be cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
They might. I mean, they may have to get Tony Danza to pitch, but that's all right though. You know.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
And okay, all right. So that's. Miko Spencer had a comment about in the NL East still a wild card. All right, yeah, let's do the NL East real quick here.
Okay, I'm in.
Or NL. All right, so
NL.
3 wild cards in the NL.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to say the Diamondbacks are going to make.
I think so too.
All right, so that's 1. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't really necessarily believe in it. So then, all right, so we're going to come. The other 2 wild cards are going to come between. I think the Marlins are falling off. So I'll say Mets, Phillies, Pirates, Reds, and then you got the Giants. And yeah, you know what? I think when push comes to shove, I think the Mets and the Phillies both make the playoffs.
See, I don't think so. I don't have the Phils making it.
Wow. Okay.
I don't. I just don't see it. I think the Giants are in there somewhere.
All right.
I like Diamondbacks too. I've said that. I've been on the Arizona the whole time. I think that right? I think Milwaukee wins the Central.
That's what I think.
I think the Braves win the East. I'm going to go Marlins, Mets, and the Diamondbacks.
Wow, so the Marlins get in. Okay, well, you know what? Hey, the way some of their players are playing, and the way Solar's playing. I mean, shoot.
See, I'm on the edge between the Diamondbacks and the Giants because I'm not really sure where to go with that right now. Because the Giants, they could go on a run, but can I just leave it right there? Because I really don't. I'm so on the fence between those two.
No, it's
really
fine.
am.
And you know what? And before we wrap up, too, before we get ready to start wrapping up here, I saw on Twitter today. I forget who it was. I think it was Mark DeRosa. So, we were talking about the Astros. Do you think Altuve's already a Hall of Famer? Because
Absolutely.
I do too. That was like a topic of
how can he not be? My God, the guy's amazing.
Yeah, well, it's funny because he is amazing, and eye test tells me that he is a Hall of Famer as far as like his talent level and stuff. But I didn't have a chance to like go over like his quote unquote numbers. You know what I mean? Like, does he have the numbers to get in the Hall of Fame? But I test like when I look at him, I feel like he's a Hall of Famer.
I agree. I have to agree. Definitely.
Miko Spencer. Oh, thank you. Sorry, Miko
Hey,
Spencer.
we're trying.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, Sully's carrying my butt tonight.
Nah, no. But all right. You know what's funny? Yeah. I was gonna get into prospects, but do you have any prospects you wanted to get into?
Not off the top of not really, but I do. But I did. What I did do today is I went through the top 5 pitchers with their ERAs that I saw.
Yeah.
Which I didn't go into really detail, but I saw the top 5 pitchers that I thought ERAs were pretty good, so I was going to maybe go with that today. Is that okay?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. So I got Sonny Gray with the Twins at he's 1.94 ERA. It's pretty good.
Take him out in New York, and he's a hell of a pitcher. I know
exactly.
Eileen C. and all fellow Yankees fans couldn't stand him when he pitched.
Yep.
But he's great everywhere else.
Shane McClanahan for Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
1.97.
Unbelievable.
Is that unreal?
Yeah.
Okay. Bryce Elder. Now we just talked about him with the Braves. Now he's only pitched 2 or 3 games, but the kid's got a 2.01 ERA. Are you kidding me? It's insane. And then I got Ed Rodriguez, of course, for the Tigers. I mean, come on. 2.13, Saul? Really?
I know.
I mean, it's insane. And my last one was Joe Ryan.
Yeah.
From the Twins. Get this, Saul. 2.21. All right.
That's good. And you know what's weird about that too? The Minnesota Twins have 2 of the top 5 earned run average guys, but they're only 2 games over 500. So
I actually have one more stat, one more thing that I did today too. I did the top 5 home run leaders right now, like right at this point in time. And Pete Alonso has 20.
Yep.
Okay. That kid Solar from the Marlins.
Yeah.
17. Matt Olson, Braves, 17. Aaron Judge, of course, 17. Yankees, and Max Muncy for the Dodgers has 17. So ball's flying out of the park, Joe.
Well, everywhere but Minnesota, apparently, because I mean, shit, you got 2 of the top 5 ERA guys, and you're only 2 games over 500.
Yep.
There's Eileen C. right there, Sonny Gray. Yep, and he's fantastic when he leaves New York.
New York.
That's the New York curse. And then Miko Spencer. Now watch Elder give up a touchdown in the first tonight versus the A's. Yeah, I hear you.
I didn't want to jinx them, Saul.
Did you? You know what? We'll do prospects again next, because I already kind of did a bunch of prospects when we were going over the.
You did.
Right. Did you want to do
the
catchers before we get out of here?
Sure, why not?
All right, because it's funny you mentioned that, because we were talking. Well, go ahead. I'll let you go first, because when we were talking about the Twins needing a lineup, it reminded me of a guy that was a Twins catcher.
Guy named Ted Simmons.
I have him on my list, but no, he wasn't the guy I was thinking of.
Okay, I've Bill Dickey, number 9.
Okay.
And my number 10 was, of course, Buster Posey.
Okay.
2, I think, did I mention Gary Carter? I think I did.
Yeah, okay.
And my last one was Mike Piazza.
Okay. All right. So I have a few oddballs here. I have Ted Simmons. Okay. I got Mickey Cochran.
Mickey Cochran.
Anybody? Yeah. Anybody? He was a long time ago for Philadelphia A's. I mean, anybody that I don't think anybody's still breathing that watched Mickey Cochran. Probably.
What team was he with? I have no idea. I never heard of him.
Philadelphia A's.
Oh, he's the A's. Okay.
Yeah, I had to look him up. Yeah, I'm not exactly old enough yet to watch him.
Right. I got you.
I have Yadier Molina strictly for his being Mr. Cardinal and handling pitchers. I have Yadier.
I love Yadier. I do.
I got Buster Posey. Buster Posey. And then the other guy I have, Minnesota Twins really need him in their lineup, Joe Mauer. Mauer. If you look at it, Joe Mauer was one of the top offensive catchers in this game for a long time. I mean, he was a serious threat behind, at that bat,
Gotcha.
So they're my 5 through 10, or I guess 6 through 10 technically.
Wow. Now, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Did you like Piazza better as a Met or a Dodger?
I think he was great for the Mets. I think I don't know. He was great in both places.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Like,
I think of him. See, what's weird? I think of him more as a Met only because he killed the Phillies, and he was our rival. But really, he probably had his best years under the Dodgers, didn't he?
I would think so. Yeah.
But I don't know. He was so. What's amazing? Isn't it amazing? He was a 62nd or 63rd round pick.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He was actually picked as a favor.
I'm just saying because I think his best years were with the Dodgers. To be honest with you,
I do too. But then I think of those huge home runs he hit. What was a great moment? Even though I'm not a Mets fan, obviously that home run he hit right after 9/11
was that incredible.
That was.
Oh my God.
That was probably one of the only times in my life I was actually happy to see the Mets do well. You know what I mean? Like, just because I mean, there's some things that there's things that transcend sports. You know what I mean?
Right.
And obviously, like, because he had they all were wearing the FDNY hats and everything. Like, I couldn't help but root for I couldn't help but hope the guy hit a home run. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
It was great.
I think the Phillies lost 2-0, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they did. Now that sucked, but the encouraging thing, not to take a silver lining out of a loss, but the fact that Suarez pitched well is very
That's a good sign
moving forward.
Sure, absolutely.
Because we're not winning shit if you don't pitch well.
I totally agree.
So,
want to wrap it up, Joe?
Yeah. But let's get ready to roll out of here. It's been real. Good luck to everybody's fantasy players out there. And once again, good luck to everybody but the Marlins, Nationals, Braves, and Mets. And make sure, even if you're not a Mets fan out there, I know I touched on this earlier, but make sure you check out the Batcave tomorrow. My man Ken Fry, he does a great job. And I think
that's 10 a.m., right? Is that 10 a.m.?
10 a.m. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
10 a.m. Check out the Batcave.
Yep. Check out my man Ken Fry.
That's right. But yeah, have a great week, everybody, and we'll be back next week to wrap some more.
Yep. Take care, everybody.